Hi dear friends and subscribers, welcome to this early edition of the Cricket Happening Show with your host Ram on a Monday morning here. In this particular cricket show we don't have any test matches or one-day internationals happening, so there's not much cricket being played, but there are two things which are happening right now in the world of cricket, and that is one is this is, as you know, Australia is right now touring India, and the India A team, which is led by Captain Gautam Gambhir, they are playing against Australia. In fact, today the match has ended between Australia and the India A11, which has ended in a draw, where Australians were absolutely tested by the spinners, and whether that is something to go by, looking at looking at the 22nd test match which is coming up, which is the first test match of the series between India and Australia, which is going to be played. So I'll talk about that, and then we will look at the Bangladesh Premier League. Right now there is a battle going on in Bangladesh, that is in the Bangladesh Premier League, because the first one team has already booked its place in the final after Chris Gayle hit a blistering century. So the Dhaka Gladiators are already into the final. So today it is going to determine who is going to take Dhaka Gladiators in the final, whether it is going to be the Chittagong Kings or it is going to be the Sylhet Royals. So I'll give you an update, and probably as long as this YouTube broadcast goes, I'll keep some live commentary if possible. So first let's look at the game between the Australian 11 and the India A11. As we know, the other day, Gautam Gambhir scored a century. We all know about that. The match ended in a draw. But what was very, very important, as you know, there has been a lot of hype going on, a lot of talk going on, how the Australians are going to deal with the Indian spinners, because they know for a fact that this subcontinental pitches are not going to be easy as far as spinners are concerned, because there's going to be a lot of turn available. And also Michael Clarke himself has said that he's on a mission, because he knows that this is the most toughest assignment for him as a captain. And he has already said that is beating India or winning against India in India is the most difficult thing, and he wants to achieve it. So they have done all that things as far as Australia are concerned. They have done they have done everything in the right direction. They sent some players before the tour started to just get acclimatized to the Indian conditions. And just let's look at the way things have panned out in this particular match, and how the Indian spinners, the India A spinners have really dominated the Australian batsmen. Well, India A, as you know, batted first and made 451. They were 451 all out. There were centuries for Gautam Gambhir, the captain, who was dropped for the first two test matches against Australia. He's the captain of the team. He contributed 112 with 13 fours and 3 sixes, so showing some definite glimpses of signs of getting into good form there, which is good for him. Rohit Sharma, he made 77 with 8 fours and 3 sixes. Manoj Tiwari, as I said, he's a wonderful talents from India. And Manoj Tiwari, as you know, whenever any touring side comes, he always comes up with the goods, and that's what he did. When England came, he did that. Now again, when Australia came, he has scored 129, and Gautam was impressive with 38. So 451 was the score, and the spinners toiled hard with Xavier Doherty, Ashton Agar, and Nathan Lyon among the wickets. As far as Australia were concerned, they replied with 235 all out yesterday. 235 was built up by the openers who have looked good against. If you look at it, the Australians have been able to play the pace bowling very well, because if you see the start, if you see the Australia actually following on yesterday, because they were all out for 235, but if you really look at the top order, the openers have done very well. So that really tells you the story, and really tells you that as far as the pace bowlers are concerned, Australians are able to face the new cherry very well. But the problem starts only when the spinners come on with a pitch really conducive to turn. That is the time the Australian batsmen have struggled. Now look at it. Australia in the first innings were all out for 235. It was built around the opener Shane Watson, who contributed 84 with 13 fours and 1 6, and Ed Cowan making 40 of 65 balls with 6 fours. But after that, if you see, the wickets have fallen. Now, who are the wicket takers? Well, Rakesh Dhruv is a left-arm spinner. He bowled 14.3 overs, 2 maidens, 51 runs and 5 wickets. And Jalaj Saxena is a right-arm off-spinner, 19 overs, 6 maidens, 61 runs and 4 wickets, sharing the spoils. In fact, 9 wickets have gone to the spinners. If you see the Australian card, Matthew Wade making 44 in the first innings, and Moises Henriques contributed 33. Other than that, there's nothing to really talk about. The pace bowlers, Vinay Kumar, Manpreet Singh Dhoni, Dhaval Kulkarni, they didn't have much of an effect at all, because I said the pace bowlers have not been there. I mean, it has all been a spin all the way around. Now just look at it. Australia yesterday following on, so the spinners did a wonderful job and made the Australians follow on, and Australians managed to actually draw the match, because today was the last day, and they managed to get 195 for 3. I would say they put up a much better performance, and I mean, they dealt with the spinners in a much better way. So this is a learning experience for them, but I'm sure this is not something that Australians would have expected. Now again, look at the Australian second innings. Again, the openers are the ones who have dominated. Shane Watson went on to make 60 with 9 fours and 1 6. Ed Cowan went on to make a 50. He made 53 with 9 fours and 1 6. Phil Hughes has not really got any grip on the bowlers. He was bowled by Dhruv for 19. Even in the second innings, the 3 wickets gone. One was a run out, which was Shane Watson. Jalaj Saxena, right-arm spinner, taking 1 wicket, and 1 wicket to Rakesh Dhruv. So again, the spinners. So it's all been the spinners. And Usman Khwaja, unbeaten, 30 with 3 fours. Matthew Wade, the wicketkeeper and captain, not out of 19 with 1 4, taking them to a draw. 195 for 3, so the first tour match actually ending in a draw. As I said, the spinners are the one who have ruled the roost here. Now, what Australia have to do, because as you know, the 22nd, the first test match starts between India and Australia, and I'm sure Australia have to do a lot of, I mean, this has been a learning experience, so I'm sure they would have learned their lessons very well. And I'm sure the coach is going to sit down with them. Michael Clark is going to have a meeting, and I'm sure what they are going to do is their primary focus would be to basically see how they are going to blunt the Indian spinners and play them well. I mean, if you're going to be caught at the crease, it's very difficult. So Australia have to really use their feet. And Michael Clark, the captain himself, is a very good user of the feet. He can lead by example. He's in some good form, but this has to get rubbed on to all the other Australian players. Now, that is going to be pretty essential according to me. As you know, the first test match is starting between India and Australia, and all eyes will be on the spinners. Let me tell you, after looking at this, I'm sure the groundsmen, whenever the first test match is going to be played, India are definitely not going to leave any grass left on the pitch. They are going to have a dry pitch. They would like to have a lot of turn on the pitch and bounce, and probably that is the way they are going to go. But I'm sure Australia will also be equal to the task, because they know Graham Swan and Monty Pallister from England really spun a web around the Indian batsmen, which was good. So basically, I'm sure they would have gleaned a lot of things out of that. They would have looked at their videos, and they would probably try to replicate what Graham Swan and Pallister did and give it to the Indian batsmen. But I know it is not going to be easy. But looking at the way the Australians shaped up against just spinners who are just bowling in the domestic league, domestic cricket, I mean, now they are going to face Pragyan Ojha, Ravichandran Ashwin. I'm sure India is going to have a three-pronged spin attack there, having a lot of variety, and probably pressurize the Australians, looking at how this particular game has panned out. Well, that's that. So let's leave it from here right now, and I'm going to take you down to the match which is going on currently. As I said, it is the match which is going on in the Bangladesh Premier League between Sylhet Royals, who actually batted first and made 149 for 7 of 20 overs, with Chittagong Kings. Right now we are into the 6th over. They are currently placed at 39 for 2 in the 6th over. They require another 111 runs in the next 14.1 overs. So that is going to be a real clip for them, but it's not going to be easy. And this is the match which is going to decide who is going to play the Dhaka Gladiators, who are already into the Bangladesh Premier League 2013 finals. So just let's talk about this particular game. Now, Chittagong Kings were the ones who batted first, making 149 for 7 of their 20 overs. The highest scorer there was Elton Chugumbra, who's looking very consistent. He has been in some poor form in Zimbabwe, but here he has been very consistent in the Bangladesh Premier League. He had an unbeaten 42 of 25 balls, 3 fours and 3 sixes, 36 coming in from the captain of the Sylhet Royals team, Mushfiqur Rahim, 36 of 20 balls, 3 fours and 2 sixes. Other than that, there's not much to really talk about. Chandrapal made 16 of 22 balls with 1 4. Peter Sterling ran out 14 of 11 balls with 3 fours. Dwayne Smith failed with the bat. He was out for 5. Mohammad Nabi of Afghanistan, he made only 10 runs. And that was it. And as far as the bowling was concerned, 2 for 39 for Kevin Cooper, 2 for 24 for Inam Al Hook Jr., 1 wicket apiece to Taskin Ahmed, the pacer, and Ravi Bopara. And Chittagong Kings currently, they have lost 2 wickets. They lost J.J. Roy, was bowled by Ghazi for 1. And Ravi Bopara is also departed out for a duck. Caught Mushfiqur Rahim bowled Chigumbra. Right now, there's a stabilizing thing going on by the opener. Naeem Islam is not out on 13 of 14 balls with 1 6. Nurul Hasan is there with him right now, looking more confident, 24 of 18 balls with 4 4. So let's have some live commentary from the Bangladesh Premier League right now, as long as this YouTube broadcast goes. So let's go, getting on to some live commentary here. 39 for 2 as Chigumbra comes in and bowls to Naeem Islam, and Naeem Islam has swung him high, wide and handsome over the long on fence for a huge 6. What a 6 it was from Naeem Islam. He cracked it right out of the screws, I would say, and he has actually put it down for a 6. So we are into the 6th over. The score has right now we see 41 for 2 is the current score. Nurul Hussain is not out on 24. Naeem Islam, with the help of the 6, has moved on to 15. In fact, that was done in the 6th over. I just replicated that 6 to you just in the cricket commentary. And we are into the 7th over. Sohail Ghazi, the right arm off spinner, is the one who is in charge of operations now. As he comes in, he's going to bowl his 4th delivery now. Nurul Hassan, he's on strike. Nurul Hassan has been looking pretty confident when he's 24 of 20 balls. He has got 4 boundaries in that knock of 24. And as I said, as long as this YouTube broadcast goes, I'll keep some live commentary going, because this is the team. We will know by the end of this match whether Dhaka Gladiators would be facing Sylhet Royals or it would be Chittagong Kings in the finals of the Bangladesh Premier League 2013. As Sohail Ghazi comes in and bowls to Nurul Hassan. Nurul Hassan gets a ball on his middle and leg stump, actually flicks it away down to square leg, and he will get a single. So Nurul Hassan gets on to the other end. He moves his score on to 25. Naeem Islam will be now taking strike. Sohail Ghazi will be the bowler. In comes Sohail Ghazi, bowls him. It's not a good delivery from Sohail Ghazi. It was actually down on the leg side, but it was Naeem Islam. In fact, the ball was bowled outside the off stump, and Sohail Ghazi actually, Naeem Islam actually gave room for himself and cut that ball through point, and he has taken a couple of runs. So he moves his score on to 18, and the Chittagong Kings have moved the score on to 45 for 2. As Sohail Ghazi now comes in and is going to bowl the final ball of this 7th over, comes in and bowls to Naeem Islam. Naeem Islam gets a good ball there, but it was a fuller length, and what Naeem Islam does is just he's just working it away towards mid wicket, and he gets a single. So the 7th over has just come to an end. Chittagong Kings slowly, as I said, after losing their 2 wickets pretty quickly, are slowly doing the stabilizing. In fact, the partnership right now between Nurul Hassan and Naeem Islam is worth 41 runs, as Chittagong Kings are 45 for 2 after 7 overs. So they are going at a rate of right now they are going at a rate of 6.42, and the required rate would be at the rate of, they would have to go at the rate of 8.07. Naeem Islam is not out on 18. Nurul Hassan, looking good, is not out on 25. So I'll keep the YouTube broadcast going, almost coming to an end, because my YouTube broadcast is coming to an end. As I'm going to just leave you, dear fans, friends and subscribers, as Sajid Al-Islam comes in and bowls to Naeem Islam, and Naeem Islam has slammed the first ball that Sajid Al-Islam has bowled into the fence for a boundary. And Naeem Islam is also looking good now. He has moved on to 22. And right now I'm leaving you from this Cricket Happening show, dear fans, friends and subscribers. We will know at the end of the match who is going to take on Dhaka Gladiators in the finals of the Bangladesh Premier League 2013. Currently Chittagong Kings are 49 for 2, and this is we are in the 8th over. That's it from me, your host Ram, for the cricket show for today, with this update and with this cricket commentary Your host Ram on the YouTube Cricket Happening show is leaving you today. Thank you and goodbye. Thank you.